Good morning, everybody. We'll begin the session because some of you are, I think, new. So I'll try to just summarize few things on what we discussed in the previous class. So you can hear me? Do you hear me? My voice is coming. You can hear me? Also,
Yes, sir.
okay. You can see the screen. So I'll just go through what we are going to discuss in this session, just in the few slides. Then we go to the actual database. Also, if any one of you want to try the database, you want to try attempt it, we can do that. So somebody has a computer, they can open and try a few things what I have taught in previous sessions, or now what we teach. We can spend 10 minutes to check if you understand the things or not. Okay, so let's move. So today I will try to cover these sessions. Here we'll divide the session into two sessions, like 30 minutes, 30 minutes. Just we'll give a break of 1 or 2 minutes. After 30 minutes, again, we'll continue the session. We'll rejoin the session. Okay, because it's better to have a break after 30 minutes. So what we'll discuss today, you can see it as a summary just to understand. So one is about the database, what we can do and create. And then we have the tables. In the tables, so we'll try to create a new table. And the data types will just go through data types, the number data type. And then we try to understand how we can set today's date when you want to enter the data. So using the default field. And then we'll try to see how we can control the text using the input mask. And we'll see how you can modify the table from the ribbon menu, from the access, and then how we can copy the data from Excel. Last time you have seen, we can review again. Also, we'll create a form and see how we can enter the data. And then command buttons we have seen last time. Again, we'll try to understand, again, have continuity. And we'll see how we can modify the form. Okay. And then, as we said before, in the axis, the main building blocks are tables. Let me erase this one. So if you know the tables in Access, where it is the data where you actually data is stored. The forms we are using for entering the data. You can enter the data in tables also. Also, you can use in the forms. The forms don't store the data. And the queries, it is to filter the data. So forms, queries don't store the data. And the reports you generate and distribute. So the tables basically will store the data. The rest of the things are only supporting for the tables. So if you see in the Access database open, you will find these objects. It's called objects, Access objects. So tables is an object, queries is an object, and then forms an object, and reports is an object. So just terminology, if you understand, it's good for you. So that when I'm talking, so it will be easy for you to understand. And then we'll show you in the database how to set, say, you want to, when you open the database, you can set few default parameters, like where you want to store the database, how to set it, and also a few other things. When you go to, I will show you the menu options, then you'll have an idea what to do. And then we'll go through a few input mask parameters. When you select 0, what will happen? When you select 9, what will happen? This you can try yourself. When you last time you have seen, when you enter L in input mask, you have capital letter. So you have different things, and we'll just try few of things there. And then there is a website. This we'll use it in our application. Okay, now we'll go to database. those who are new have joined. So if you want to create a database, what we'll do? So you go to your Windows search button here, say access, you type access, so you'll get access 2013. Somebody may be having the access 2009, 2016 maybe. So it doesn't matter. The application remains same. So you click this one, access, then it will display you a option like this. So first one will show you blank database, and then you have a lot of templates. So if you click any of them, it automatically generates database. That we will see later. But if you know yourself creating database, that those becomes easy to understand. So we'll go to blank database. Say, if you click this one, it will ask you where do you want to save blank database, setup database. So if it is asking file name. So let us say I keep the same file name, and then it's asking the location. So if you click this one, it will take you to the location where you want. You can choose any location. So I'll keep it as it is just to see how it is saved. Okay. So say create. When you create like this, it automatically shows you one thing. You can see the screen. So here it will show you table 1 by default. It show you table 1 here. So this is the default when it starts. Okay. Now we have, this is how you start the database creation. Now what we'll do, we'll go to the earlier database we have. So I will close this one, those who have not seen creation of database, just it's a brief summary. Now we'll close this database. And then we'll go to the one which we have created last time. So we'll continue with the same database. So we have at the end, one database which will have all the things what we do it. So if we want to close, just you have to click only the X in the corner. X, if you press, it will go. Okay, now this is the database we have created earlier. So let us create one table. So we created a database. Now let us see how to create a table. So let us say some of you are in quality. Suppose say I want to create a table or a form to enter the quality data. Okay, so you go here. Otherwise, what I will do first, let me close this database, and again I will open database. How it opens, you can see it here. Okay. Say access is here. Just I go and click the access. So when I open the access, it shows me the it gives me option to open the other files. So if I go to other files, so I go to the drive where I have my file. Okay, let me go here, and then this is my file. Open the database. So it opens the form. Basically, it is a form. Welcome to menu, we said here. Now I want to create a table. How do we create a table? So you can go to here. There is a create here. You can see on the screen here, the create. So when you say create here, it will take you to the another menu. So let us say create. So ribbon is opening with several options. It is showing you tables here, queries here, and forms here, and tables. So you have 4 options here. You can see here tables, queries, forms, reports. So some of you already have seen. So if you are familiar, then if you don't want, I'll skip it. But otherwise, just those who are new first time, so you can follow this one to just understand. Okay, now we want to create a new table. So one of the options is you have a table design. So you click here. If you click, double click, it automatically opens the form like this. It's not a form, it's basically a table. So by default, it gives, as I said, it gives a table 1. Okay, now what we want to do, suppose say I'm a quality guy, I want to create a database. So what I do, so I have a few parameters. So I have selected a few parameters here. Just I created one, for example, this one. Say I want, let me take a cable itself. Suppose I have a cable, I want to test it. So let us say I want to have test ID, I want a cable code, cable description, and then say for a particular process, I want to measure the data and record the data. Say process name, let us say installation process, bedding process, and sheathing process. Okay, and test parameter, what parameters I'm testing, what unit of measurement, measured value, required value, Like these fields, I just assume that I want to create these fields. How do I create it? This is available for anything. Okay, so let us come here to the this one. This. Okay, so you understand this one. You can create. Go to the design again. Let me close again. So for you to understand again. So I want to create a table. Create, and then table design. So I go to table design here. So what will be the first field? Now, one of the options you have is, suppose you have an Excel, you can copy and paste here, or you want to type, you can type it. There are two options available. Okay, so to save the time, I can copy and paste. Okay, so let me say all these fields I want it. I just copy, Control C, bring here. I think no, I cannot type all. I am sure. So okay, when you want to make a table, the data you can copy in table, but you cannot design by copying. So let us take if you are testing, so test ID. You say test ID. So test ID data type, you have to choose the data type. So if you want the serial number, then you have to go to auto number. So when you say auto number, system will generate automatically the number you want. There is later we'll see how you can modify the number, but now you can see here in the bottom. You see in the bottom, this is increment. So new value will be always incrementing, and also indexed means it is actually numbering is indexed, and then it doesn't allow you to have the duplicates. Okay, there is another thing we said before, you have to define a primary key, because the primary key will not, without primary key data entry, you cannot go forward. So we have to choose primary key. So how we choose it? Just keep the icon here and you click this one. When you click this, it will change to a symbol, key symbol, which means this becomes a primary key for the table. So in a table, you can have only one primary key. You cannot have multiple primary keys. Then you have a cable ID, cable code. So let me one by one field I can copy. See, I can. So cable code, if you want a alphanumeric, you have to select short text. If you only numeric, then you have to select number. So let me take one by one. So the next one, cable description. So this is also, this field also text. So by default, system will give you short text only. So let us take a process name. So in this table, what we will do this time is a drop down menu, not menu, drop down option actually. So we'll the one I am showing here, insulation, bedding, sheathing. So it will be a drop down option. So we'll see how it can be done. So we'll take the test parameter. Let us say test parameter. Unless you want to change this one to different data type, you don't need to go to this option. So automatically by default, data type is short text. So measured value, see here, measured value is always number. Okay, now you have to change the short text to number. So select number. So which means it will allow you to take only number. Now we'll see what kind of numbers are available. Okay, we'll go on modifying and see what. And also when you're measuring anything, you need to know what is required. So for quality, it compares the data. So let's say required value. So this also should be number if you want to compare them. Okay. Then you have the test results. So when for quality, always it is required whether you pass or fail, no? So you say test result. So what we'll have here, there are several options here. Okay, we'll keep it as short text because we want to say pass fail. How will you pass fail? We'll check it. Okay, then come to, okay, for any quality person and any data should be identified who tested. So we say tested by. Okay, then we say test date. When is tested? So this is the traceability when it's tested. So here test date will be date. So the data type you have to go to date and time. So we'll see rest of the field properties here. Okay, now let us come to the last one. Let us say, I think this is sufficient. We don't need to have too many fields. So you will understand. So job number. Okay, if it is going to be number, you can have a number. If it is alphanumeric number, then you have to text. So if I suppose you want only number. Okay, is it clear so far to the to whoever is here? or you want me to repeat? So this is creating a table. Now the table name is table 1. So what I want to do, I want to, there is a icon, see, you see icon here and the X icon here. So this one is closing. So if you want to close, you just say close here. It will ask you, do you want to save? You say yes, it will ask you the name. So this is a, generally, you can have your own methodology, but I follow, there is one terminology, I say table, TBL, and then say test results. Okay, so this table is used for storing the test results. So let us say, now this design is created. How do you see it? You come here, you click this one, then you can see whatever the options we so far created, means tables or forms. So you can double click or you can click the arrow. Now you see what we created here. Test results. You see here test results we created. You can mute if you are not speaking. When you want to speak, you can unmute. I think that's better. So if you have any sounds, it will not be recorded. Okay. So you see here the table created is here. Okay. Now we'll try to spend some time on this table, how we enter the data and what we can modify, how can we control the data. This is the one function we'll do, and then we'll create a form. Is it okay? Are you with me? Is it clear for you so far? Or anything you need me to pause and explain further? Anyone
Clear,
can
sir.
answer. Clear. Okay, fine, good. Okay, now what we do, we created. Now we double click this one. You go here with mouse, double click. So now it is occupying this more screens. What do you do? I want to minimize it. Just to go here, minimize it. So you see only the fields you created now. You see the first one, it is showing you always when you don't have a data, it will show you new, and then this is test ID is nothing. There is no record now. This one, cable code, cable description. Now you don't see all the description here. What do you do? Put the icon here, like an Excel sheet. You can drag it. So it will show entire screen, right? Similarly, process name. So you don't see entire thing, just drag it or double click. Either of these things you can do it. Okay, now as a simple step, let us see, we enter one line. So you understand what changes we can make it later. Okay, so for cable code, for example, I want 100, say 100, 100. This is my cable code. I just defined like this 3, and then this is I can write anything. Say I want to say 12 core 1.5 square mm control cable. Okay, so this is alphanumeric. The process name. So let me say I'm testing for insulation. So I say insulation process. So what I'm doing, say I'm measuring the thickness. Okay, and then unit of measurement millimeter. Okay, then measured value, let me say it's a 0.6 0.65. Okay, it's coming 1. We'll see what the required value, say 0.75. Okay, and test results, so say pass, let us say, or fail, say let us fail. Okay, tested by ABC. Test data here, you can say here, you can select, it will give you a calendar, and if you want to say today, say today, or it is yesterday, you select yesterday. Job number, this is we have selected number, say the job number is 100. So let us this one. Okay, now this is how you manipulate the scene. Now why do I have to, let us put a question. Now if for example I want the cable code to be always in the same format, how can we do that? Means we restrict a person entering in the same format. What we have here, 4 digits here, dash 4 digits, dash 4 digits, right? So let us go to now design view. So I explained last time, you can go to design view from this place. Okay, also there is another place here, you see here in the corner, file view. From this point also you can go. Also there is another way here, there is something called field. If you go there, you can control this one. So we'll go one by one. So this we have seen already. You can go here, directly click and go to design view. So we will try this time a different option. Okay, you go to view, there is small arrow. click here, data sheet view and design view. So what you see here, this is the data sheet view, means you can see the data on this sheet. Other one, design sheet view. So when you say design sheet view, it is going back to design. Okay. Now let us come to the first one. What we want to have the data entered in a particular format. We don't want number of characters to be increased, number of characters decreased. So always the code should be same number of digits. So let us say this one to fix it. Okay. So where we come, we select the field, whichever one. This is called field, table code. This is all called, you see here, field name. So this is the field, each one is field. So you come to the table code. So in this bottom, what do we say? Properties. This is field properties. So this is the property, field size. Now let me say, I don't want people to enter 255 characters. I want to only say 16 or let us say 18 characters. I don't want more than that, 18 characters. Or say 4, 16, say you have let us say 19 characters. We have 19 characters. Now, how do I control these 19 characters? You have an option now. Okay. Now, if you click here on the three dots, it will show you the types of already available input mask. Input mask means it will format the field the way you want to enter the data. For example, if you select any of them, you can enter only data in the same format. You cannot enter another format. So without even going there, and you can define your own desired field formats. Let us see what you do. Say, for example, input format, I want to have this way. Okay, let us say 0, 0, 0. Okay, so 3 zeros. I want to have one more 0. Then this is closing this one. Again, 0, 0, 0. Let us see what happens to this. Will I get what I want or not? We'll see. See how many it is coming? 4, 4, 4. So it's a 12, 12 plus 2, 16. So let us have another 4. Accordingly, we'll correct the other one. Okay, so I want to have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 16 plus 3, I think. Okay, now let us see what happens to the data entry. Okay, you go here in the view, say data sheet view. It will ask you whatever the change you make, do you want to save it? Yes. Okay, what happened you see here? Let us try to enter the table code data here. Say I have to, okay, now whatever we put there, it came, but it's not there. It automatically failed, right? Let me go back 1 second. 0, 0, 0, dash 0, 0, 0, dash 0, 0, 0, dash 0. Okay. Now let me go again. Data sheet view. You can also click from here. Say yes. Okay. Yeah, this is the way. You don't need to put inverted commas. So directly put. For example, now here it gave a blank. Now you want to enter the product code. Say 1001. Say 2001. So 2002. 1001. You see, now you cannot enter beyond this, and also the dashes are fixed. The way you want, you can decide. Now, if you come back, what is 0? Why I have put in 0? Go to design sheet view here. So what we have put here 0. You can put 9 or anything you want to put. So the significance here will show you. There is one table, you can see here. 0 means you must enter the digit 0 to 9. Means if you enter one A, B, C, it will not take. But also if you, in place of 0, if you put 9, it can take without any digit also it will take. Okay, let us go and see what it means. We'll go to the database, I can see it. Okay, so go to data sheet view to enter the data. For example, I want to enter here A. So it doesn't take, A, B, C doesn't take. Okay, it takes only numerical number. If you enter any numerical number, it will take. Any number will take. Also, it is a must. Every character you should enter. Without entering the character, it is not taking. Suppose I want to go to the field, I enter half, it will not take. Now, suppose I want to have option. I want to give an option. Even if it doesn't enter, we want to move forward. So let us see how it can be done. Go to design sheet view. Again, come to this input mask. Say, let me say the first digit, I want to make it 9. Okay. I'll make a 9. Like first 4 digits, I'll make 999. Okay. Now let us see what happens. Go to data sheet view. Say save. Now, without entering, it will take or not. Let me make it bigger. So the first one, you put 999. So if I want to enter, say A, it's taking. Oh, it's not taking. So it is a digit, but it will accept without entering the digit. So let us go to here 111 111 111. Say okay. Without entering one of the fours, so you see how many you have? 1, 2, 3. 3 fours we have. Without entering the field, the data, it is allowing you to proceed further. But if you have all zeros, means it's mandatory. Is it clear what I said? How to set? Suppose you can control your data entry from here. If you put all zeros, 0 means your data entry is mandatory. If you put 9, it is not mandatory, it's optional. This is how it works. Is it clear, or you need some further explanation this one?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, so this is input mask. Huh? So let us go to next. We will show you a drop down. There are 2 methods of doing a drop down, which means, for example, the process name. Let us say we have 3 processes. Say installation process, bedding process, sheathing process. Let us say, and instead of entering, suppose let us go to data sheet view. Okay. Now let us say this is a 10 pair, say 2.5. Okay. Square mm instrumentation cable. Okay. Now you have, say, bedding process. Now you're typing here, huh? And then you want to say diameter. Again, you're typing here. Say it is millimeter. So this data, do you want to really enter every time, type every time, or is an option to select? So let us see what happens. So you can make option select and you minimize the data entry. Go to design sheet view. Now process name. So if you come here, last time I guess we have seen this one or not seen. Okay. When you come to here, at the bottom, there is a field properties. And the field properties, so you come here, you see here 2 things here. One is a general and lookup. So what we need to do to create a first method of creating a drop down. So by default, it comes to general. Go to lookup. Okay, go to lookup. Then it will display you here, like here, text box by default. So text box means you can enter only text, you cannot have a drop down. So go click on this text box. It will show you a arrow here. Click this one. It gives you 3 options: list box, combo box. Okay, both have the same function, but combo box gives you long list. You can put list box is only fixed list, and if you scrolls out of the page, it is a problem. So let us choose combo box. What will happen to combo box? When you click this one, it will show additional fields here. You can see the additional fields here. Okay, now go to second line. It shows row source type. It is asking, do you have a table or query to select the data, and row source. So now for the drop down, I will show you very simple option. You don't need to go for table or query. You go to value list. So there is some option here, value list. Select that one. Now it's asking row source. Here what we do, we will write the field names which we want to drop down. Let us say this is a process name. So what is my process? Insulation. Let us say insulation. Insulation is a process. Other one, say bedding process. This is another option I want. Other one, sheeting process. Okay. These are the three processes we have. Okay, so I have three processes I want to display drop down. Also, let me come to here, say unit of measurement. Also, I do not want every time to type. So what I do here, I come to again lookup. Okay, again select here. I will try list box. Okay, now I do not have any tabular query. I will select value list. Here I type what you want. Say my measurement unit of measurement, say mm. Maybe sometimes you measure the weight, say kg or grams. Say if you want kilometers, say you want meters. So whatever the fields you want, you can type it here with a comma, mm, comma, kg, comma, kilometer. So whatever you type, whatever the fields you want drop down, you can get here. Okay, so let us choose this. One time we'll finish the rest of the things also. Now you come to the test result. You see a test result short text. Now here test results you want to say pass, fail, or hold, for example. Okay, so again you go back here. Say let us choose combo box. It is asking for a tabular query, so I will not choose a tabular query. Say we'll say value list. So we want the values displayed here to appear in the drop down. So let us say here this test results pass, okay, fail, okay, hold. Let us say just keep any option, and then other option here. There is one thing that we said test date. For example, you are testing today, and why do you have to enter the select the data? You don't need to select every time. Okay, today is the date. You enter the data. So what we can do, we have an option. Go to general here. Okay, you go to general, and you find a default value here. Default value. Okay, here if you want to display today's data, there is a field called now. Say now. Say now and parenthesis. If you say this one, it will display you the default date for the today's data. Okay, so I think this is enough. We have enough parameters now. Let us go here. Say close. Then you come here, open this one. Let us see what happens. So this one, we'll go to the same one. Let us say this one. Say 1 core, okay, 4 square mm. Now see here, it is appearing your drop down here. Click here, say insulation process. You don't need to type here. And the test parameter, we didn't actually define as a drop down. But when you come to test parameters, let's say thickness. Okay. Now here, the drop down. So you have so many options here. Whatever the options you type, you come here. Mm. Okay. Now let us say I entered 0.77. Now we'll see why it is coming like this. The requirement is 0.65. Okay. Now pass or fail. Say pass. Say tested by, I didn't define anything. Now the data, why it is not appearing here? Because it is appearing next line. Because this is old data. But the moment you enter the data here, automatically it comes. You see here, say I want 22222, I want to say like this. Okay, all. Now, so the data automatically coming, you do not need to enter the data. See here. Okay, now we'll go back. Say here the parameter. Also, for example, I have only few parameters. So I want drop down, I don't want to type. Go back again. So you can again go from here, view, design view. So test parameter, go to here, and then go look up. Okay, again go to, you can say list box. List box or combo box gives the same result, except you have the longer list, you go to the combo box. Say value list. Now, what are the parameters I'm going to test, for example? Say thickness and diameter. Okay, if you want to measure ovality, so you can write whatever you want. You see here. Now, if you go back there, this will appear as a drop down. Now, there is another function we have to see now. We have, I think, covered text to some extent. We still have some other things we can look at later. Now, measure value. Now, the measure value, if you go to this field here, what is showing here? It's showing you a number. Okay. Now,